Hello, my name is Simone, and if you're watching this video now, that means you've probably seen my first video where I kind of just talk about what I want to do with this channel. And if you haven't checked that video out, I suggest you go and do it right now before you get into this. So today I want to talk a little bit about myself. I don't plan on making a whole lot of videos about myself, but this particular one I want to make just to kind of give you an idea of what I want to be bringing to my channel. So when I was younger in high school, I created an alter ego. Her name is Simone. That's where the name Catherine Simone comes from. Say hi to everybody. Hi. You can do a little better than that. What? Hi, I'm Simone. Anyway, the reason why I created Simone is because as a kid, I was picked on a lot. I was picked on for reasons I can't even get into. I don't even understand why people were so against me. But then again, that comes from the idea of being awkward, honestly. I didn't quite do well in social situations, so sometimes I might have offended people without even noticing it because I was a little too blunt or too honest. I always felt a little awkward and out of place, like, my clothes weren't that great, and my hair wasn't great, and I had like Payless shoes on and everything, so I didn't quite fit in, especially like in middle school, in elementary and middle school. So as I got older, I came across the story of Sybil. And if you don't know about the story of Sybil, she's a woman who created about 17 different personalities to escape her abusive childhood from her mother and her father. All these personalities were protectors. They helped her to endure this pain. So depending on each situation she was in, she created a personality that can deal with that situation better than she could. Now, I know what you might be thinking. And no, I'm not crazy and I didn't create a personality. Not quite. What I did was I took certain things that I felt like I couldn't do on my own, like things I couldn't do as Catherine, and I incorporated them into Simone. Could you pay attention? I am paying attention. I'm focused. You know what? Anyway, I created Simone, and Simone's purpose was to be everything that I wasn't. And I didn't really create her until I got into high school. I created this alter ego, kind of like if you think about Beyonce and Sasha Fierce. I've seen interviews where Beyonce was like, when I'm at home, I'm, Beyonce, but when I'm on stage, I'm Sasha Fierce. And she takes on this whole entity. Now, I know some people, think of that as, oh, she's taking on a demon and blah, 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 blah. But in the process of creating my own alter ego, I kind of understand what she's saying. What it is you create someone who you believe is fearless. Your mind is a strong tool. So if you tell yourself that this person can take on all of this stuff that you can't, it really manifests inside of your mind, and you can be that person when you're out in public in a way that you couldn't be yourself out in public. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a thing. The mind is very strong. It can do anything it wants to do. So I created Simone, and I wore her in high school. And when I did that, I was kind of unstoppable. Like, I didn't care about what people think, and I had like this different attitude, and I would backtalk my teachers and my mom and everybody. I became a whole different person. Like, all of the pent up anger and feelings that I had from being picked on at school and talked about, it all came out in a way, and to some degree, a negative way. And I think that was because I embodied all that anger, and I totally disassociated myself from Catherine. So as I got older and I started to kind of pay attention more, I really started to notice that I didn't really like Simone. she became so far removed from who I actually was that I felt like I wasn't myself at all. And I started to develop this thought process of, why can't Catherine and Simone be one person? At the end of the movie Sybil, you see that she goes to the psychiatrist, and that's pretty much the whole movie, is her going to the psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist kind of helping her blend her personalities, because every single one of her personalities were from her. They were her. She split them off thinking that one was stronger than the other, when in all honesty, together they were stronger. And that's kind of where I came with Simone and myself. We are one. And I had to realize that all of the angst and like confidence and everything that I mustered up for her was all inside of me in the beginning. And it took a while for me to really realize how important both people were to me. And when I realized that, and I combined the two personalities, I could see myself being more confident. I could feel like Catherine and Simone. So why am I telling you all this? Well, we all have traumatic moments in our lives, or situations where we don't feel quite as adequate as we would like. And that's where I was when I was in elementary school and middle school. I was finding myself, and I didn't feel adequate by myself. I didn't know how to fit into any situations, and the fact that people were so against me when I was so young, I felt like I had to be somebody that they could all like, instead of just being myself. And when I decided to be myself with both me and her, I realized that I was okay just how I was. I could grow and be more confident and be more solid in myself, and take that from Simone, but be as sweet as I wanted to be with Catherine. Because I felt like with Simone, I wasn't as nice and I wasn't as sweet. But with Catherine, I wasn't as grounded, just knew who I was, confidence. What I want you to take from this story is, you don't have to be two different people. You don't have to split off your personalities in a sense and create a persona that you think can deal with things. If you can create that persona, then you're just as strong on your own without it. It's a part of you. So embrace who you are. Don't let anybody take that away from you, and don't let anybody make you feel less than. We all kind of go through things where we don't fit into every situation, and some people won't really see you for who you are, and that's okay. It's on them to figure that out. But for you, you should just embrace who you are and let that be what it is. Don't think that you need someone else to make you feel confident. And that's what I learned. That's what I took from Simone. So even though she's being antisocial and she's acting like she doesn't want to be here, I'm here, aren't I? I'm looking at the camera occasionally. You're just not even paying attention. You're just in your own world. Even though she's not on her best behavior, she is a part of me. And I needed to embrace that part of me in order to be the best version of me. And for you, it's the same thing. Embrace the good, the bad, and the ugly. And walk around with that in you. Know who you are in and out. Don't be ashamed. Don't be confused. Take everything in and be your best possible self. That's what I had to learn, and that's what I hope that you learn with that. So with that being said, I'm gonna go because she's really just like getting on my nerves. I didn't even want to do this in the first place. You know what? Fine. Oh no, don't walk away. You wanted to do this. Bye, y'all.